Hi, I'm Harith.
Oh, hey, Aniq. Yo, Harith, you know how the saying goes? Can't drive a house, but you can sleep in a car, right?
Yeah?
Now you can drive a city. Dad jokes.
Sure, we'll go with that.
The Honda City. So we're in the Honda City RS. We're driving around our city. Okay, pun intended. Okay. So what is the Honda City? Well, the Honda City is supposed to be the little brother of the Honda lineup. Like on four sedans, we have the Honda Accord, and then we have the Honda Civic, and the little brother, the youngest one, is the Honda City. So it's the cheapest of the three, starting around, especially this, the RS, around 99,000 ringgit. And it's got some perks, even though it's the cheapest of the three. It's definitely not far behind its older brothers, the Accord and Civic, especially because we're in the RS trim. There's two highest trims, which is the RS and the RS EHEV, which is basically a hybrid. So this is the fully NA petrol version. So the driving feel, okay, the steering feels nice. Since it's a front wheel drive, you don't really expect that much oversteer of it. Just steering right now, and the suspension is really soft. Yeah, and we're hitting a few not so good roads, and it's not the best isolated. Like the suspension doesn't filter out the most, but for the car, like the youngest one, it's actually not that bad when you compare it to more other options, such as, let's say, a Suzuki Swift. So it's got its ups in terms of the road manners. As especially this is a CVT, constant variable transmission, but it's also got a pedal shifter, which you don't really see in CVT cars. So even though it's got pedal shifters, but it's very controlled, so you don't get that much to do, but it sort of gives you the let's say the option of controlling your gears, even though you're not really controlling your gears. So let's say I'm right now pressing downshift. I'm in 4th gear. Oh wait, I'm heading to a stop. Okay, so when we stop, it turns back to drive. So pressing back the pedal shifter, the 2nd gear. Yeah, it doesn't let me hit the ref limiter, but even though it doesn't really let hit the left the ref limiter, it switches you back to drive. And in older series, such as my Honda City IDSi, the 2007 model, it lets you go all the way up of the RPM range, and it doesn't switches back to drive. It automatically upshifts the gears, the so-called gears. So this thing has around 7 speed. This thing has 7 speed, just like the Honda City IDSi, but without playing around with the gears, the driving feel is smooth. Okay, the acceleration when you press it down, pretty decent. Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's not quick, but it's not that much of a slouch either. Okay, so so it moves quicker. It's nimble. It's not the lightest car, but it's not the heaviest. It's just a car, okay? It's you have to understand. It's not a luxury car. It's not a sports car. It's not a sports sedan. It accomplishes what a sedan must do. It's just a car that's so car. That car's a car. If that makes any sense.
Alright. So, let's talk about how this thing looks. Since it's the RS variant, it's got this special kind of body kit going on here. Because the RS doesn't really have any upgrades in terms of performance. It's most likely just appearance upgrades. So you got the grill here of the RS emblem. Now the front really looks aggressive when you first look at it. It's really angry, and the lining here, which in older models it used to be metallic or either chrome, but when they paint it black, it looks like an angry eyebrow. It's like some dad with a very thick eyebrow feeling very angry. So this is how it looks like. But nevertheless, I like how it looks. I would see it working out if it's in another color. Like if the paint was black and the part here is metallic chrome. Yeah, it would work out. And here we got the fog lights along here too, and this kind of it's not carbon fiber. No, it's not carbon fiber. It's a car too cheap to put on carbon fiber. It's got a carbon fiber texture actually. From the offset, it doesn't really look like a normal car. It looks like something sporty, something that would actually has the performance, the power, because it's the RS. But at the end of the day, it's basically a stock, the base model city. But hey, it looks the part. It looks the sporty look.
What's the difference between this RS and Type R though?
But there's no city Type R. The only Type R available right now is the Civic, and yeah, that's it. We only have the Civic Type R. Back then we have the Integra, and we have the NSX Type R. But for now, in 2024, we only have the Civic Type R. So, moving on to this side, these rims, the wheels here, the gaps between the color black and the metal. So I don't really, how do I say this? Not really liking this. I like the color choice. They separate the black and the metal part, but the design of the rim, I'm perplexed. I'm perplexed. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's okay. It's an okay rim. And on the mirror here, on the side mirror, we have, if you can see here, oh wait, it's not here, it's over here. Yeah, here. See here, there's a camera over to the left side. So it checks out for, let's say, blind spots when you're turning to the left. When you put on the blinker to the left side, it opens up the camera, this one, on the infotainment system, so you can see kind of a really good feature. But though I don't know why they just did it for one side and not both. So
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like, why you only put it on left side? What's wrong with the right side?
Yeah, so they could have made it a complete like package for both sides. And from the rear, also some RS stuff. We got here also the diffuser, carbon fiber texture, though it's not really carbon fiber, but it's really sporty. Okay, it's a sporty diffuser. It looks the sporty look, but it's not really much function to it. And the duckbill spoiler is painted black, contrast to the color of the car. What else? What else are you seeing here?
Are you liking the brake lights?
The brake lights, let's see. The brake lights look like, I would say, someone who's sleep deprived. You know those panda eyes? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see
Yeah.
the pillow eyes.
Yeah, the pillow eyes, a good look when you're tired. So from the front, you get a angry uncle and slash dad look, the eyebrows, the thick eyebrows, and back here you get kind of a sleepy look, in my opinion. It looks really sleepy, but it makes up for the fake carbon fiber down here. Well, if we're lucky, it's fake carbon fiber because it's 99,000 ringgit. But had it been real carbon fiber, it will probably cost more than that. It will probably 200, I think. So, want to move on to the interior?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, that's a good slam. Oh, so the interior. It's got a black, okay? It's a black interior with some red accents here and there. Well, the first things you notice when you enter the interior, you see this huge infotainment system, pretty big, and it's got clickety buttons. It uses analog buttons, unlike for example previously, because I've owned a 2016 Honda Accord, which the infotainment uses the touch screen buttons, and it wasn't really that pleasant using that. Okay, it gets confusing sometimes, especially when it's in the middle of the day and it's super bright. You don't really know what you're pressing. But this, you can physically feel the buttons, so which really helps a lot. And you got the climate control here. The climate control, clean, analog. It feels analog. It makes analog noises, and the design, you know, where this is the fan, this is where you control the temperature, and also the modes of your air conditioning.
A few minutes later.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm back. So the weather system, just like you said.
You just puked, didn't you?
Yeah. So back to business.
He's not doing well. He's a little bit sick.
I'm a little bit sick. Yeah. I've been just too busy.
But he's still here to do the review.
Yay! Anyway, I really like the display on the what do you call this again? Weather.
Oh, climate control.
Climate control. Yeah, the climate control. If you can see what we're seeing right now, it has a screen as a display. So for this, I really like because it looks really digital, really modern-like. If you can see this design, it's the same design that you can see on the speedometer over here.
It's kinda, because the speedometer, the gauge cluster, which is the speedometer is analog. Still uses the traditional pointy stick.
Yeah, it has a mixture of both.
Yeah, but the RPM is digital.
Yeah, the RPM is digital. The speed limit is what do you call it, analog.
So the speedometer shows up until 220 kilometers an hour for top speed, but also in the digital gauge cluster, the digital part, you can see the speed on the middle top middle part, which just shows how fast you're going. So you can either look at that, or you can look at the analog speedometer. And on the digital part of the gauge cluster, it shows how much fuel you're consuming. So let's say it still shows here like how many can you go to till your next fuel up session, and how much fuel you're currently using right now based on how much you're pressing the gas. And it even has lane assist, and also cruise control. So the lane assist I tested earlier. I let go of the steering on the road. I know it's to test the thing. Okay, if we're gonna review a thing, we're gonna see if it actually works in the real world. So not just like a press car that only works for the reviews. No, this needs to work like how customers are buying it for.
Yes, Austin had too much faith in this car, I swear. Because we got on the road, he was driving, I was on the passenger seat, I was just watching him just going crazy with the steering wheel. He just started like going zigzag all of a sudden, and then he just let go of the steering wheel and just let it drive. He had so much faith in this car, I was scared out of my mind.
So that's the thing. You gotta be one with the car. You have to achieve Zen. I don't know what Zen means, right?
But it does sound calming. It
Yeah.
does sound calming.
Yeah.
I think that's what it does. I think that's what the Zen is.
Okay, so back to how the digital gauge cluster and the infotainment. So it's really responsive. Okay, it responds quick enough. Actually, it's pretty quick compared to the previous infotainment, the previous generation of infotainment. And it's currently red, but you can also pick the theme you want. So there's let's say go to settings, and then you can change it on display. So there's the theme, and you can change it to blue, green, and red. I personally like red. Okay, and then we're going on to the steering wheel. So the steering wheel is very nice, very round, very demure, and it's very simple. Okay, you got the audio system, audio controls over here, the volume, the source audio and home, and then for the driving stuff over to the right, you have the cruise control and the lane assist. Okay, and also these pedal shifters are very nice. Clickety clackety.
Yeah, it's very small. I can't even see it from my passenger seat.
From here, you can see the plus and minus sign just barely, but it feels pretty nice. When you press it, there's the harshness. No, not harsh, but the clicking feel of it. It's very satisfying. And moving on to storage area, because this is a car you're gonna drive every day. So for driving every day, you need more storage. Okay, this is not a sports car. It doesn't need to be non-compromised. It has to be suitable for living everyday life. Storage.
Yes, comfort all the way.
Comfort and practicality. So you have two cup holders here, and above the cup holders there's this little storage area. I'm not sure what it's for.
I'm betting it's for coins and keys, because it's just small enough.
Yeah, that makes sense. And above it you have another compartment. I think it's definitely a phone. You put your phone here. You can put maybe one or two phones. And over to the handbrake, you also have another storage part here, two in fact. Also, assuming its size is very much phone size, and there's this little bevel, not really little, but this bevel point, clearly meant for storage here, but you're not supposed to put a phone there. I learned it the hard way, because I put a phone there. And since the handbrake is so heavy, which is a good thing in a car, you need to know if your handbrake actually does it if the handbrakes or not, which being heavy helps. It just drops down. It drops down so low, it almost split my phone to two.
Yeah, I witnessed it. I saw Austin just putting down the handbrake. Didn't realize his phone was there, and he panicked because he thought it was gonna snap.
Yeah, so you can put anything else. You can put your chewing gum here. You can put maybe a smaller change or some paper money, but don't put a phone there. Okay, so moving on to the armrest storage. So yeah, just enough. It's not too much.
It's a storage compartment.
Yeah, it does storage things. It stores, so it's not too much, not too less. It's the size of my palm and as deep as my fist. And for the handrest, the
handrest.
Yes, the handrest.
The handrest.
Okay, the handrest. You can put two arms here. You can put a muscular, bulky, all muscle arm and skeleton.
Both those are overstatement.
Okay, moving on to the rear seats. The rear seats, I sat on them before, and let's say it's comfortable enough. Okay, it's not too roomy, too spacey. It feels a bit enclosed. It feels a bit tight, but that's most likely because I'm a big muscular guy. So okay, I'm a tall guy. Okay, I'm a big guy. I'm fat.
So the Honda City may be overshadowed by its older brothers, especially the Civic. But that doesn't mean it's charmless. After all, it's the city that inspired the NSS. And big thanks to the kind people at Honda Ban Chu Bee for lending us their car for the day. See you guys in the next video.